Coming up on DC News Now at 4, a student shot while sitting in a classroom in Northwest DC. Reaction from classmates as police search for the person who pulled the trigger.
Plus, it's day 9 of opposing protests on the campus of George Washington University, where both sides stand after a contentious week across the nation.
Well, we are tracking soggy conditions as we head into the weekend. Those details up next.
And it can be tough to beat the heat, especially when cooling your home costs so much money. We're helping you stretch your dollar as the warm weather rolls in.
And in this week's What's Going Around, a surgeon highlighting the importance of breast cancer screenings with new guidelines out this week.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thank you for joining us on this Friday for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Annalisa Gale. Developing now in Northwest DC, a 17-year-old Dunbar High School student is now recovering after a bullet grazed her head. Police say that the girl was in her classroom this morning when a shootout started outside the school. As a result, the school went on lockdown and dismissed the students early. DC News Now's Haley Milan joins us live from the school this afternoon. Haley, how is that student doing now?
Yeah, guys, this could have been so much worse. Fortunately, that 17-year-old girl is with her family again after being rushed to the hospital and treated for that graze wound. But this is really a stunning sight to see here in Northwest at Dunbar High School. Take a look at the windows of the high school. The first floor, there are 4 bullet holes. There's a 5th one off to the right, then bullet holes in the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor. Students were in school at the time that these shots were fired, making for a terrifying morning for Dunbar High School.
We were just doing normal schoolwork and then we heard 3 gunshots.
A 15-year-old sophomore describing a terrifying moment in Spanish class at Dunbar High School this morning, learning shortly after that a bullet grazed the head of a schoolmate 2 floors below. A 17-year-old girl avoiding tragedy by inches.
We sitting in school, we shouldn't have to worry about getting hit by anything.
The school immediately locking down. First responders rushing the girl to the hospital, and she's now expected to be okay.
So then they had us held up in the cafeteria.
Students and parents describing a confusing and chaotic few hours waiting for the school to reunite them. Police say that bullet injuring the student was one of many exchanged by people out on the street.
My neighbor told me, Brenda, look at my truck. He has 3 bullet holes in his truck.
Many neighbors in surrounding blocks finding their vehicles peppered by bullets. During a brief press conference, police saying lots of people were outside during the shooting and they expect to find ample witnesses. Mayor Mariel Bowser stood by, not delivering any remarks, but frustrated Dunbar parents are turning to her and other city leaders to stop the violence.
Get it under control. Just get it under control, fix it. I mean, I know it's going to be hard, it's hard, but it got to stop. Something got to happen.
And police are still working to figure out who exactly was involved, who are the culprits here. Again, that student will be okay. No ongoing threat to the Dunbar High School community. That, according to DC Police. Now, DC News Now did obtain shocking video of the very moments that those bullets went into the school. So keep it here. In our next hour of news, we'll bring that video to you. For now, in Northwest, Haley Milan, DC News Now.
All right, Haley, thank you. Yeah, definitely a tough day for the school there. And taking a live look outside here at the Kennedy Center here at 4:04 on this Friday. Not a bad day today, Mark.
Not a bad weekend, Elisa. Let's head over to weather forecaster Brittany Ward with a first look at our forecast. And again, Brittany, it's been a nice week, but we know everything doesn't last.
Yeah, changes, guys, are coming. Overall, it was a beautiful afternoon out there. It was warm as well, but not as hot as what we saw yesterday. Temperatures still holding on to the 70s to 80s. We're sitting at 71 degrees right now in DC. 67, though, as you head further south out towards Lexington Park. But then notice further off to the west, out towards Woodstock, even Cumberland, your current temperatures right now are in the lower 80s. So it wasn't a bad afternoon. We saw a mixture of sun and clouds through much of the day today. Satellite and radar kind of showing you the overall view. We are going to be keeping our eye out on the storm system that's off to the west. We'll continue to see an increase in our clouds as we head through your Friday afternoon, and that's when we're going to be tracking some showers late in the day Friday. It looks like radar already starting to pick up some moisture as you head further off into Garrett County. So if you are in this area, out towards Mountain Lake Park in Garrett County, portions of Friendsville as well, you guys are starting to see some light drizzle begin to fall across that area. So just be mindful of that. Overall, as we head through the rest of your evening here in Washington, D.C., those temperatures by that 6 o'clock hour still going to be holding on to the 70s. Again, a mixture of sun and clouds will be the trend. Then as we continue to head through the rest of your evening, we're going to be tracking more clouds, and then rain will be returning across the entire DMV heading into tonight into the weekend. So keep it here. We'll have a breakdown of that forecast coming up.
All right, Brittany, thanks so much. Well, thousands of people in the district are now cooling off thanks to air conditioning that's being turned back on, but there's still some debate over whether landlords should offer AC sooner with warmer days starting earlier in the year.
And DC News Now's consumer reporter and weekend anchor Ben Dennis is stretching the dollar with how to keep cool and pay less while trying to beat the heat.
Mark, Annalisa, good evening. Whether you're bearing the unbearable heat indoors, possibly without air conditioning, there are quick ways to not only stretch your dollar, but also cut costs for home energy usage in the spring and summer months. From D.C.
It's pretty bad.
To Maryland and Virginia.
Or just chug ice water all day long.
Debate rages on over one question. How soon will my AC be turned on?
Just to cool down.
DC News Now recently profiled temperature-controlled apartments during 90-degree weather warm-ups. Many older buildings can only pump out AC or heat at one time. Still, no doubt causing discomfort within apartments where landlords aren't legally required to provide AC as those temps initially rise.
Inside the apartments, it's like almost 90 degrees and above.
Relief came May the 1st in the district. Virginia, not until May 15th. In Maryland, well, municipalities can set when landlords are required to offer AC. Prince George's County tenants can get relief May 15th, but not until June 1st in Montgomery County. Right now, waste no time finding chances to cool off and save cash. Visit a local hardware store and you can find small units. But take a photo, compare similar products online using Google's Lens feature, and if you download browser extensions, they'll likely find you a better price. What to do with existing appliances? Clean air filters. Opt for LED bulbs. Move heat-emitting devices away from those thermostats and turn off lights and products that you don't use. And go ahead, pick up the phone and call your utility provider. They may offer some discounts available in order to also stretch your dollar further. There are some income and eligibility requirements there. They may also some weatherization programs as well to bring down the price of what you're paying every single month. In the newsroom, Ben Dennis, back to you.
Well, more than 100 people protesting today against a possible $300 million cut for early childhood education in the district. As part of the mayor's 2025 proposed budget there. Now, that could mean a cut to the Pay Equity Fund, which makes sure early childhood educators are paid almost the same as D.C. public school teachers. Now, Sarah James' 3-year-old daughter attends Big Mama's Children's Center. She says she can't imagine what she'd do without affordable child care.
The cost of living here in D.C., and I'm a native Washingtonian, it's high. It's high, unfortunately. And it's just, they just offer so much support, you know, and it's not fair. She looks forward to seeing her teachers every day. She looks forward to seeing her friends, you know, and again, it's a community, you know, so it would definitely affect her routine.
Now, organizers say they'll be back on May 13th for another Day Without Childcare rally.
An adoption center in Montgomery County is now closed due to an outbreak of canine influenza. Montgomery County Animal Services, an adoption center in Durwood, Maryland, says it was caused by a specific strain of the type A influenza. Now, dogs in the center have been placed under isolation. They say that all adoptions are paused and the center will be closed until further notice. And hundreds of boats are moving into National Harbor for the second annual DC Boat Show. The show kicked off today and runs through the weekend. DC News Now's Liberty Zabala has a look at the unique boats that you can expect to see at the show.
Well, we are coming to you from this Northeast yacht called the Patriot. It's a 72-foot yacht built in 1961, the largest yacht you'll see at the DC Boat Show. More than 200 boats will be bringing on the excitement and fun along the water this weekend. The DC Boat Show will feature everything from vintage and new yachts to sailboats, powerboats, and even electric boats. You can also tour multiple rooms inside the largest yacht, the Patriot. The show will also feature food tastings, boating vendors, and a golf simulator for families to enjoy. Families will also get a chance to hit the water in pedal boats, paddle boats, and kayaks along the river. The show will feature 12 distilleries and wineries with live music across 3 stages. VIP ticket holders will also get a chance to enjoy the show from a private balcony lounge overlooking the water, where they can enjoy a cigar experience, food from Fogo de Chao, and beauty consultations, as well as a special boat ride close to the monuments along the Potomac River.
The DC boating community has really been growing over the last 5 years, I would say. And National Harbor being 15 years old, we just felt that it's now the time to bring a show here and to promote boating and life on the Potomac.
What Northeast is here at the DC Boat Show to do is really just show that what we're about is not just the boat, which the boats themselves are beautiful, but it's a beautiful experience as well.
Now the DC Boat Show starts today and lasts until Sunday afternoon, and tickets are still available. You can get a regular ticket for about $30. For now, at National Harbor, Liberty Zabala, DC News Now.